kind of start working on this in your own golf swing. So looking down at my hands here, what you're going to see, my top hand is in a neutral position. That means I can see two knuckles right here. My thumb is slightly off center. So this would be weak, thumb straight down, one knuckle. This would be too strong, thumb is off to the side, 1, 2, 3 knuckles. All right, so I want to be in a neutral position. Now, with this hand, I'm going to try and hold the club in the fingers right here. I'm doing that because I'm wrapping this hand on top. All right, so now what the position of this hand is, it's like a question mark right here. See, it kind of looks like a question mark, like that. Thumb is against the side, and this is squeezed together right in here. All right, so with that question mark, that's the piece that is so important. Some people kind of have their hand on sort of like this. A lot of people have their hand on with their thumb down the grip, and that's the problem. Okay, and I'll show you that in a second here. So what we want to do, we want to go fingers. We need to make this question mark right here. So if I go like that, and I see it just easily slips on like that. And you can separate this finger just a tiny bit in here to make the question mark. See, I've already got it right here. I'm going to put it on right there. Okay? So you can see when I do that question mark, that gives me this V right here. That V is going to cradle the golf club once I hit the top of the backswing. So let me put it on like this, and now we're going to go up to the top. Okay, so when I hit the top of the backswing, right here, here is the V I'm talking about, right here, okay? The club is being cradled in that V. See the question mark right here? So there it is, right there, okay? And that's what I was talking about, right there. Because what happens is, if you go like this, and your thumb is straight down this grip, and you go into your backswing, that right there is going to compress this thumb. If you try to hinge, that's going to compress your thumb. Now your brain isn't going to like that too much, so what it's going to do, it's going to lock your wrists because it's putting down pressure on this thumb right here. All right, so you're going to lock your wrists. As soon as you do that, now you're going to be likely to cast the golf club, and certainly you will be trying to hit the ball with your arms because now you've kind of lost the hinge. See, I'm here like this. I'm allowing the wrists to fully hinge right here, resting in that V right there. Like I said, it's like cradling the club. Okay, I do not have the thumb on there. Now, if you're someone that kind of has a big gap right in here, now your club is going to wiggle all over the place. Okay, you don't want that. That's why you need right here, you need this together right here. So the club rests in that V right there. Okay, now I can fully hinge my wrists at the top of the backswing. All right, so now I can come down. I've got the lag angle, and then it's going to release. All right, grip. Okay, we did work on his grip for quite a while because he had a severely strong grip moving it on the golf club. So after we got the grip, 5 or 10 minutes of doing this, and boom, he was perfect into the backswing. So here was the thought, right here. We're doing the grip like this. So we're going to check our grip. We're going to check our setup. So that's grip, setup. Then the thought is to switch. I made him switch to this shoulder right here at this moment in time. Because remember, if you're doing something like this, you're doing that with your hands and arms. You're taking it back with your hands. You are not doing a one-piece takeaway. So all I had to do was switch his thought process from his hands to this shoulder. Arms are just extended. We switched to the shoulder. As soon as he took it back with the shoulder, we had perfect depth to the swing. So we were here like this. I said, check your grip. Now do your setup. Okay, now switch. So he switched to the shoulder, made the move with the shoulder instead of the hands. So hands went here, shoulder got him here. So right here, we want to be over 20 degrees depth. I like the arm or the hands right here off of your armpit. So right here, if you can look in a window or a mirror right there, if your hands are off your armpit, the club will go perfectly down the line. Inside the armpit, you're going to cross. Outside the armpit, you're going to lay it off. Okay? So switching his thought process from hands to shoulders taking it back, you know, literally fixed it. And then he kept doing it. Oh, like I didn't have to remind him to do this. I kind of guess that's why I'm doing this tip. Like it was an instant thing. Instant meaning 5 minutes of doing it. Okay? And then he kept doing it throughout. So check your backswing at 3/4. So right here, okay, right here, 3/4. When your lead arm is parallel to the ground, right here. Right there, you want to see that your hands are off of this armpit right here. So you just go like this, window or a mirror, right there. You go back like that and watch yourself in the window or mirror. Hold it right here and see that your hands are off of this armpit. If you go like this and your hands are over here, that's not good. If you go like this and you go too flat, your hands are way back here. Okay, you can even use an alignment stick right here. Okay, you take it back and just think, okay, oh, my arm has to be behind that line, not down that line. All right? So just one other part to this. If you want to use the forward shoulder, that's what I do to take the club back. I take my shoulder, I crank my shoulder. That's one thought. You can use both shoulders. You can take the back shoulder and go back with your back shoulder. Or you can just take your back, point your back to the target. That will get you rotating as well. So one of those 4 different ways to take your golf club back. As I said, if you are thinking about your shoulder, you are not thinking about your hands. So we should be able to do the one-piece takeaway perfectly, and we get the proper depth to our golf swing every time. Wow, like in 5 minutes. I don't want to take it over here. That's away from my pocket. I don't want to hit my pocket, okay? It's just towards your pocket. Okay, now the club kind of goes down the line here at halfway. Oh, once the club kind of gets to here, now you're thinking, I need to go up to at least ear height. Ear height, like that. Pocket, ear. Pocket, ear. Okay, now the club's up here. It's not too short down here. It's not beyond the ear, too long. So that would approximate your backswing. Okay, so you get that feeling. Then you step up, and you could even do it in 2 steps too. You could literally go, okay, here I am. I'm gonna go pocket, okay, good. Ear, hit. You know, you could just do little drills like that. Make sure you tee up the ball. Then when you get a little bit better at it, you take the, you know, you don't stop anymore. You just make it smooth, but go super slow. So you can think about the 2 things that you're trying to do as you do them, you know? If you go super fast, you might not be able to think about it. So you do that, okay? So you've stopped, and then you got the 2, and then you want to just smoothen it out. So you can go super slow, like this. Pocket, ear, okay? So you do that, and then slowly it goes into your swing. All right, like I want people to build a better backswing position so they don't need other flaws in their swing coming down to hit. Work it back a bunch of times like that. Different ways you can use your body to take it back. You could be thinking, you know, take your forward shoulder, turn your shoulder back, turn your back to the target. You could turn your hips. You could lift your heel. All of those things get your body moving. Well, just again, arms are connected to your body. So if you move your body, your arms will move because they're connected. See, my arm is moving. I'm not moving my arm. This would be moving my arm with no body. All right, so check your effort level right in the early stages of the swing. Totally relaxed at setup, work it back with your body. Very relaxed, right into here. Because you're turning your body, arms would be very relaxed. All right, next part would be up at the very top of the backswing. So you're getting up to the top, you're ready to go. Here I am, right here. Man, I feel like I'm really gonna hit this one. Yeah, everything's all locked up. All right, so, when you hit the top like that, just try to recognize, did you lock everything up? And, what sort of scale are you at from 1 out of 10, okay? Are you getting up to the top like this and you're at 10 out of 10 right here? 10 out of 10? If you're 10 out of 10, you're gonna use your arms to hit that golf ball, okay? I am very relaxed when I'm throughout this whole backswing. So I hit the top right there, I'm holding on, but my arms aren't all locked up, okay? So you wanna just drain that energy out of your arms when you get to the top of your backswing right here. All right, so that'll put you in a great position to be able to start down without trying to hit, or right here, help your shots. All right, so we've covered setup, kind of takeaway, top of the backswing. Now, as soon as you come down, again, this is where your arms would tighten if you are thinking, I'm gonna hit that ball. Okay, so hit is gonna lock everything up. Okay, so you gotta stop thinking like that. I am not hitting anything. I'm doing a movement. I do a movement, the ball is in the way of that movement. I'm going from point A over to point B, and I know the ball will be hit. So I am not trying to hit anything. All right, and I know that's logical. It makes sense. That's because of human nature. There's an object sitting right there. Your brain is saying you're gonna hit that thing and hit it as hard as you possibly can. That is human nature, so you have to go against human nature. Again, I'm not thinking that way. I'm thinking, here I am, I'm gonna set my backswing. From here, I'm gonna go right through to my follow through. Okay, in no way am I thinking here. If this is point A and this is point B, that would be point A.5. So why would I think about point A.5? I need to be thinking about going way over here to my follow through. All right, so if you can kind of think a little bit differently, then hopefully you can drain the energy out of your arms so you're not trying to, hit hard. All right, so relax your arms at the top. And just start hitting balls and doing easy swings with this stuff. Like, don't think that you have to get this stuff in like 2 seconds, okay? You might have to work on it. Here I am, right here. Just do easy swings for a bit, just to get that thought of hitting anything out of your swing, okay? If hitting isn't working, and you've been working on your swing for 10, 20, 30 years, then try something new. Try to not hit, okay? I know all about it because pre-1998, I was trying to, hit it too, right here. I was helping. My arms were all locked up. So that brings us to our next part, right here, okay? Right here, you will know if you're trying to accelerate the golf club, trying to give it extra, trying to hit it, okay? Or help it. So if you're doing that, you will know that. So you got to tell yourself, again, you're not going to give it extra. You're not going to help the shot. All right? You're going to let the club go wherever it wants to go. All right? The day I got this was just, oh my God. I was hitting the ball everywhere. I went from that to that instantly. It took me 3 practice swings to get it. I did 3 practice swings thinking right here, instead of helping, I would just let the club go wherever it wanted to go. Well, if I'm letting it go wherever it wanted to go, why would I be twisting the face all over the place? I wouldn't do that. So the mass would just keep repeating. All right, so I reduced these sideways shots I kept hitting because I turned my arms off. All right, so recognize right here, are your arms tightening because you're trying to help the shot? Again, nice and easy. Do your setup right here, nice and easy. Hit some easy ones. Get this thought that right here, you're just gonna let it go. all the way through. The golf
All right.
club like this at about knee high. All right, so we're gonna do our swings up in the air like this. Okay, so when you elevate the club, do not lower the club. Okay, I have shown countless people this, and I have them elevate the club, and in 2 seconds they're down here again. Okay, why we don't want to lower the club is because I'm trying to take any sense of hitting anything out of this equation. All right, up in the air, there's nothing to hit, so you're not thinking about hitting. So if you're not thinking about hitting, well, we could then be thinking about using our body to hit the golf ball. If you lower the club, now you might be trying to hit a blade of grass. I've had people say, you know, oh wow, Paul, I got rid of all the weeds in my backyard. Yeah, that's hitting, because you were trying to hit the weed. Okay, I'm trying to get you to not think of hitting anything at all. So you're gonna elevate the club up in the air, about knee high, okay? We're gonna go into our backswing, like this. And at this moment in time, I'm gonna have you feel your legs and hips making that golf club swing. All right, so we wanna power the swing with our legs and hips, not our hands and arms. Now keep in mind, if there's nothing to hit, why would you be thinking, I'm gonna hit this as hard as I can? There's nothing there. And that's kind of my whole technique. I don't want you to be hitting, right here, hitting, or helping the shot in any way with your arms. Okay, I teach powerless arms in your swing. I'm teaching you a body swing, not an arm swing. Okay, so this is a different way to do it. So we're gonna elevate the club up in the air. Okay, we do our first swing firing our legs and hips. That means we're gonna go back, we're coiling back, we're loading our weight on this back instep heel at 80%. All right, forward heel can come off the ground a little bit if you need to. Okay, so we're gonna get into our backswing, loaded. We're gonna fire the lower body. That means the forward foot is gonna replant as we start to uncoil. Okay, we don't wanna go like this. We're not going like this. We're turning and shifting at the same time. If you need to get the feel for it, you take a ball in your hand, okay? If you were to draw back your arm like you were gonna throw the ball, I guarantee the weight would load on your back instep heel area, okay? So just draw your arm back like you're gonna throw a ball. You'll feel the weight load. And that's what I'm trying to get you to do. I need you to coil and load. Now we're in a great position to plant the foot as we uncoil. So you go to throw a ball, you would start to make the shift as you uncoil. Okay, so it's the same move. If you have to literally throw some balls to get the feeling, then do that. All right, once you know the feeling, you're gonna grab our driver, elevate it up in the air. Now when we go back, we're gonna coil and load onto that instep. We're gonna do an easy swing. I don't know if you can hear it there, but that made a swooshing sound. So we're starting off slow. Now the only change we're gonna do is we're gonna drive our lower harder to make it swoosh faster. So right here, we go up to another level. Okay? So I don't know if you're hearing that, but that is definitely making a faster swooshing. So if your legs did not give any, didn't increase the club head speed, then that would mean that no matter how hard you drove your legs, the club would always sound the same. But that's not the case. If I go slow, that's a slow swooshing sound. If I drive way harder, that's a lot faster. So every time I drive my legs harder, I hear a faster swoosh. So your leg drive must increase club head speed. So if you want more club head speed, we've got to be firing our lower body. We're not just sitting here trying to hit as hard as you can with your arms. That's going to tighten you up, but that's why I had you elevating the club off the ground. You're not even thinking about hitting anything. So now you can be thinking about using your legs and hips to power your golf swing. Now you got to do this, you know, pretty much every day. If you want more distance on your shots, and I'm saying you got to start using your legs and hips, then you can't just do this once a week when you get out to play. You know, there's tons of people that live in a winter climate. You're not good at it. So you tee it up a little bit, you know, gives you a little room for error. If you don't tee it up and you sit here and top every single golf ball, well, you're probably going to quit doing it. Well, here, if you got a little room for error, you don't even have to do it perfect and you can still hit one half decent. So you're going to be more likely to keep doing it. All right, so teed up the ball. Then I had him grip all the way down the grip right here. So you can see that is 1, 2, that's about 2.5 inches down. You know, it depends on the size of your hands. I'm not on the shaft of the club with my fingers. I'm just below the shaft of the club. I'm still on the rubber grip. Now, we did our setup, but now, of course, because I'm gripping down, I'm lower. And we literally just hit balls gripping down on the golf club. All right? Now, if you grip down on the club, you will almost hit it as far as your best shots. You would think you'd hit it really short if you grip down. Yeah, that is not the case. I'm telling you right now, you will hit it maybe a hair shorter than your real shots. You might even hit it longer because now you're actually hinging and rehinging. And you will be hitting your irons pure. All right, so it's pretty simple. We grip down like this. Do our normal grip, normal setup, but you're bent because you've got to get down to the ground. And then right here, we are literally just hitting iron shots, gripping down. What you're going to find is you're going to finally start feeling the hinge and rehinge of your golf club when you grip down like that. Because if you're here and you lock everything up, you're going to be able to feel that because we've changed kind of the balance point on the club. So it's real easy to feel the hinge now as you're swinging that golf club. So that's the point. I'm trying to unlock your wrists. Just think about it. If you go like this, okay, and you do a chicken wing, you are going like this. You're here into your backswing, coming down, and you've locked everything up. When you do that, your muscles are contracting. If your muscles contract, the grip falls behind the head and the ball is literally just deflecting off the face. You will never get that compressed sound. To get that, the club has to be moving this way. So it's descending when it hits the ball, then it goes into the ground, and that kind of squeezes the ball against the ground and you get that nice compressed sound. All right, to do that, you need loose wrists. Because like I said, you come in like this, the grip's gonna fall this way. Well, if your wrists are loose, you're gonna get the descending blow because your club isn't even fully extended until right here. So right here, it would be slightly on an angle and descending. Not, saying something that you wouldn't do. Okay, if you videoed yourself from right here, I guarantee you would not go like that with the golf club. That's up. That's down. You wouldn't do it. If you were up here, you'd go right here and you'd go around and then around. Okay, now, the one thing I want you to be aware of, if you're already somebody that kind of goes around and around, I don't want you to go like this and be like super flat. Okay? I just don't want you to go way up here. Okay? Around and around. Okay? See how I'm on it's horizontal right here, but it's a little higher up on this side. I like the club just slightly above the person's shoulder plane. All right, so you start up here. You get that concept in your mind. I'm gonna try this. I'm gonna go around and around now. I'm not hitting down on any golf ball. Okay? Now you lower it a little bit, around and around. Okay, ball's teed up a little bit to make it easy. Then, of course, you apply that same feeling to your shots. All right, so the club will work up and down all on its own. Okay, when I have changed people, it is dramatic. It is night and day how good they hit the ball after they start going around and around, not up and down. Okay, but like I said, I've asked people over the years, they think it goes up and down, and it does not. Purposely, okay? You know what's even easier when you get this? Driver. It's longer, okay? Longer club, it automatically swings flatter. So if you had a driver and you were going up and down, that is never gonna work. So after you get it with an iron, you tee up a driver. Again, you can start up here, think. Just think to yourself in your mind. Around. If you said around, okay, right here, if you said around, why would you go up? You would never do that. All right, so you start up here and think around. You could just do backswings if you want. Around. That's half. Around. Okay, I'm gonna hit the ball, but I'm not gonna go down. I'm gonna go around. Around and around. Okay, so you get that feeling. You step up to your ball, same sort of feeling. Around and around. Okay, so been wanting to do this tip for quite a while now. I know people are not seeing this right. Okay? A lot of people are really tilted over. Okay, that's gonna make it go way up and way down. A lot of people are here like this. They think ball's on the ground, pro takes a divot, they gotta be hitting down. You take a divot due to having the right fundamentals. I've got another tip on that up here if you wanna go check that one out. Or actually, I'll put it at the end of the video. Why you take a divot. So you will take divots going around and around. It's just getting this concept. Okay, I'm telling you, as soon as you start seeing this way, you will hit it better than you've ever hit it in your life. I truly hope you've enjoyed this tip. Here's another tip that's going to help you improve your swing. Now, right below that, don't forget to click on that link because I'm going to send you some free samples. Hi, I'm Paul Wilson, creator of the Body Swing and the director of the Paul Wilson Golf School at Bears Best Las Vegas. In this tip, I'm going to teach you how to take a divot. Now, this is not going to be you trying to hit down on the ball, okay? In no way do I want you to do that. And yet, I'll get you to take perfect divots. Hopefully you enjoy this tip. If so, give me a thumbs up. That bunker, because I gave it a little legs and hips here. Okay, if you want the feeling, just do it up in the air, like this. Take it back, legs and hips. Legs and hips. So when you make the switch though, don't go crazy on me. Just give it a little bit of legs and hips. You go up as hard as you possibly can, you'll probably lock your arms back up and now you're back to square one again. All right, just give it a little bit of legs and hips. You're gonna see that the ball's gonna start going way longer. Get used to that for a few minutes, then give it a little more. And now you got even more. At that point, you're hitting it beyond what you normally hit a driver, and it feels like nothing, okay? So hopefully you understand it. I gotta get you to stop hitting somehow. You know, well this, you're looking at a target that's 2/3 of your normal distance. So you've got it in your mind. Buckle in a second. So we coil up, we get to the top, right here. I need you to switch to this belt buckle. We're gonna take the belt buckle and turn it. Okay, right here, up to the top, turn. Okay, up to the top, turn. And you know, you don't have to start off fast. Start off slow, just get the thought, get the feeling. Start getting used to it. All right, again, you have to have this crystal clear in your mind what you're going to do to hit that ball. So I've done it for many years, so I'm already ready to go even as I'm going back. I know what to do. As soon as I feel that I've set the club, I'm already firing. All right? in your golf swing, if you've never chosen a downswing trigger or used a downswing trigger, you're going to have to really be aware of it. All right, so maybe at the range, you're up here like this. Like, I'd love you to do this at home every night until you're good at it, but you know, if you come out to the range, just elevate your club like this, go to the backswing, belt buckle. You're not even thinking about your arms. You're just being nice and relaxed. Belt buckle, okay? I'd probably do that at least 3 times. Then forward hip, just turn your hip. That's a Hogan one. Another Hogan one, push from your instep. Back instep, right here. That's what I did for many, many years. You can be up at the top like this. Plant your heel. Plant. As soon as you feel your heel hit the ground, see, that is a downswing trigger from the waist down. You're up at the top, it's a heel. Heel ground. Feel the pressure under your feet. Something from your waist down, that then becomes your downswing trigger. Now, as you're doing this, it might not be, apparent when you first start doing it that is the trigger you should be using. So what I'd like you to do is try numerous different things. You can be the first. So what I'm trying to do a full swing. So you might want to take your laser out. Oh, I hit my 7-iron 150. I'm going to laser out 100 yards. Well, I see a ball out there that looks about 100 yards. So I'm going to use that as my target. So I go like this. You're going to do your full swing. Ready? Full swing. And only go 100 yards. And that ball right there is about 4 paces from that ball. So I did a full swing and only hit it 2/3 of my distance. So why would I want you doing that? Well, the only way you are going to hit this golf club 2/3 distance if you turn your arms off. Okay? Because I guarantee if you use your arms, there is no way on earth you're only going to hit it 100 yards. So most people, I tell them to do that. Full swing, 100 yards. What do? They sit here like this, and they try to whack it as hard as they can. That's why I'm saying not one person has ever done this on ball 1. All right, but that's not going to be you. You're going to do this, okay? Because I need to tame the wild stallion in you. We're going to get the arms out of your golf swing first. So what you do is you sit here day after day after day, and you master this. Okay? Again, if you use your arms, you will hit it past your 2/3 distance. If you turn your arms off, you'll be able to get it to 100 with a 7. Okay? If you hit it 150. Okay? And that's kind of what people do. They usually hit around 150. So 100, full swing with your 7. Okay? Again, this is a drill. This isn't reality, okay? This is a drill designed to get your arms out of your golf swing and stop whacking at it, okay? That's a step. You got to get that piece, okay? So you're going to do that with irons. Then, of course, we got to get the wild stallion tamed out of the driver, okay? This might be harder for some people. So let's say you hit it 210. You are going to hit this driver 140. 140. So you're going to pick out a target. That bunker right in front, that's like 160-ish from right here. So I can't even get a full driver to that bunker. If I do a full swing, boom, right here, I do not want it to go past that bunker. So here I am.